we are finishing up the last week of this remembering, kind of this, how do we do this? How do we reflect in a way that helps us to make better decisions, be more in the present moment, things like that. Who was here last week? Okay, who's tried to be positive all week long? Did you forget? You're like, oh, I got in the car and I just forgot. The first person that cut me off, right? So it's hard. So have you guys been really trying? It's hard, right? It's amazing how aware we become of the negativity in our life when we set an intention to specifically be positive and or neutral, you know? It's amazing. And that's what Chris and I have noticed. It's just like, as we're doing it, you know, there was, because I talked to you guys on Tuesday, and so then on Wednesday, I just smiled like this as much as I could. Anything that came up, I just smile and just kept smiling and until I either looked like I was insane or, but then it came down to this point of how can I take these situations that I'm confronted with and actually really truly try to see like the blessing in it. So I'm not just, you know, spiritually bypassing, that's kind of a little buzzword, or, you know, BSing myself, right? Because that's important too. But sometimes, and I don't like this term, fake it until you make it, but there is a thing about us, if we're trying to shift and change our personality or change our awareness on things, we have to really push through sometimes things that are just yucky, right? And they're just uncomfortable and we don't like it. So I was telling Chris, it was like really, really cool. So I won something. We went to a farmer's market because I'm like, I miss positivity about everything. And so I entered a drawing for this thing that I may or may not ever use, but that's okay. And it was this like, I don't know, what was it, a facial mask thing that you put, like you put a puree of fruit in it and then you can make your own, I guess, fruit roll up for your face. But I was so excited. Like, I don't win things normally. And I'm like, I won. And I think it's because I'm just so positive. And I could genuinely see things shifting and changing in what was coming into me in a way. And then some things came that got me kind of like roped in again to that just wheel of negativity. And then, you know, by the end of that day, I think I was able to, you know, really turn it around. But this is a conscious effort. This is a conscious effort. So we have a teacher that we call Bill the Bowl Man, and we were talking to him about, Chris was talking to him about this 10 days commitment. And he's like, you need to do it for 30 days. So we were like, oh, okay, it's really hard. But I'm going to do it for 30 days. So starting from last week. And I just encourage you guys to do it. So when we do this, just all it is just catching yourself. A lot of this comes into, where is this? You will become so much more reflective about why you get annoyed about things, where the negativity is coming from inside of you, what's stewing and brewing under the surface. If you just pause, because you can't deflect when you do this. Because if you're going to be positive about things, it means that you can't blame other people, you can't project, you can't like go and say, well, it's because like you just can't do that. And so you have to sit there with it and be like, wonder what's coming up for me right now that I'm feeling like this. And so it really is it's a really good practice, okay? Just be forewarned. Like we were listening to an Alan Watts thing the other day, and he was like, if you're gonna do something big, like give something up, or you're gonna turn over this new leaf, don't ever tell the devil you're gonna do it, because he will tempt you every step of the way. And that's kind of what has been happening. So you just need to be aware of that. But you are the devil. So there you go. You win. So you can change it, you know. Okay, so we're gonna go, who's never meditated? Is there anybody who's never meditated? Okay, very good. All right, so you're sitting, good. You're perfect. It's really just a practice of stillness, obviously, being comfortable in your own skin. I feel like we wrestle often with our bodies. We wrestle often with our nervous system. So when we do this, if you just listen to my cueing and allow yourself to be comfortable but elongated, then you should be fine. Okay? All right. So we're just going to go ahead and settle in. And it's almost as if the top of your head is being pulled up like a marionette. I love that analogy. It feels right to me. If the string from the marionette is pulling my head upward, then my chin is going to tuck naturally. My chest is going to be, like they call it, proud chest, humble chin. All of that's going to kind of fall into place naturally. And then my sits bones are going to go into the cushion beneath me. You can do Chin Mudra with your hands if you want to, which is your thumb and your index finger barely touching. You can have your hands in your lap. It might be a little bit cool in here if that's the case. If you're feeling more feminine energy, then your left goes under your right. More masculine, your right goes underneath your left. And we are both, so it doesn't matter. Whatever you choose feels right to you. And then our eyes are closed lightly so they're not smashed shut. And then, if you can, wiggle your jaw just a little bit, making sure that your teeth are not clenched. And turning the corners of your mouth up so that you have a little soft smile on your face. And then just start to connect with your breathing. So be aware of the feeling at the tip of your nose. You can feel your nostrils, they get cold on the inhalation, warm on the exhalation. You can even follow that sensation into the back of your throat. Again, the cool on the inhalation, the warm on the exhalation. Being aware of your ribs expanding and all the way to your diaphragm. So it should be nice, smooth belly breath. When you watch a baby breathe, it's all belly breathing. And then something happens when we get older and we start just breathing at our chest. So no shallow breathing tonight. Now you can feel your nervous system settle in. We have the body calm and positioned. And we can even feel our emotional state is a little bit more calm. how we have our mind. Let's just focus on inhale and exhale for a moment. So on your inhale, just think the word inhale. And on the exhale, just think the word exhale. And let that be the object of your meditation for just a moment. So I'd like you to picture, imagine, or think about a time where you were, just really happy. It doesn't have to be a narrative built around it, but just remembering that feeling of happiness. Maybe you loved going on the swings when you were a kid, or riding your bicycle, or snowboarding, or ice skating, swimming, whatever sensation brought you so much joy when you were young or at any stage in your life. And just tap into whatever that feeling was that ran through your body. As you settle into that feeling, perhaps you feel it in your face, perhaps you feel it in your diaphragm or in your heart. But the goal here for this first part of this meditation is to hang on to the sensation that ran through your body. We're going to take that time, that sensation from that memory, and we're going to kind of plant it inside of ourselves right now. And I would like you to plant it in the area of your solar plexus. So it's almost like that memory of that happy feeling, that elation that was pulsing through your body is in that that center core part of you. So as you've wrapped yourself in that feeling, that happiness, that really high vibrational part of you, if there's a situation or a circumstance in your life where you need that energy, maybe it's a situation that you're confronting or whatever, just gonna stick in that vibration, even just facing that. Now, if at any point you lose it, I just encourage you to go back to the original core memory. Okay, now I just want you, as always, we're going to find a person that really needs this. And you're just going to envision that person in front of you. And it's almost as if you could just breathe that happiness right into their heart. Notice how, even though you're breathing it into their heart, you maintain, you actually amplify the feeling inside of yourself. yourself to go back to your awareness of your breath in and out of your nose. You can deepen your breathing a little bit and bring some movement back into the body. Please let your eyes be the last thing to come back online. Okay, so I'm curious. What were some of the happy thoughts that people had? Like, what was your happy memory? Anybody want to share? Yes.
Mine is the library.
Oh.
Scottsdale. It's really bright.
Uh-huh.
I love to read.
Yeah.
So going in there and smelling all the books and touching the books and the light is so bright and warm and great and the opportunity that's there.
I love that. That just makes me happy.
Yeah.
I love that. Anybody else? Yeah.
Mine was driving in the car as a teenager with your friends with windows down and the radio on.
I love that. Yes. Anybody? Yes.
Steve Miller Band concert at Red Rocks, Colorado.
That's cool. Everybody's like, yeah. That's awesome. Anybody else?
Fishing with my dad on Canyon Lake when I was 7.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Mine is always the same. It's so weird. I grew up in a house that was down the street from a brand new subdivision that was being built. And there was this big, huge dirt hill. And I got a brand new 10-speed bike, and it was red Schwinn, fancy with the tires that are dangerously tiny. And I would push that bike up this enormous hill and just ride down it as fast as I could. And there was only boys up there and me, and I'm like, show them I can do this. And I would do it over and over and over again, and it was so fun. There was just something just scary and fun about that. And Chris and I, we found a dirt hill over by our neighborhood. It's cardiovascularly, it's not the same at this stage in your life, and you do ride the brake a little bit more as you go to do it, but it was still really fun. So there's just these things, they just bring that feeling inside of you of happiness. What we found is that in order for you to make a real change in your life, you have to have an elevated emotion. And so it's really important. So even in the work that I do, I take people sometimes to really dark places and that are very sad. But we have to pull out and we have to end on a high note. Because if we don't end on a high note, then they get stuck in that, okay? And so it's really important. So if you want change to happen in your life, that memory that you have and you've planted it here in this really important part of your being, you just grab onto it, And the reason why we try to, because we always do this, right? We always try and find somebody who's suffering and give them whatever it is that we can in that space of peace, love, happiness, prosperity, whatever the case may be. Because we are on this journey together. We are interconnected. This is what we're doing. That's why we all come in here and we meditate together every week. We do this because the vibration feels so good. It's like a good bath, that you need for your nervous system. And so when we can do these activities and give that to another human being, you will never run out. It will only amplify what you have. It will only amplify what you have. So there is never a deficit when we give away that energy. We just get more of it. So, Okay. So in way of announcements, we have one last thing for this month. We have our pendulum workshop, and that is this Saturday, and it starts at 12, I think. But there's calendars out there. Grab that, or there's a QR code on the little screen that you can sign up for that. If you are have already gone through the Reiki program with me, you have a special bonus, and then just talk to me about that so you know what that is. But it's a good refresher. We're also just going to kind of go over smudging and stuff like that. I love pendulum work because really all we're doing is we're just using our own body and our frequency and our connection to the earth in order to be able to get a positive or a negative on something. So it's super, super easy. Anybody can do it. My Reiki practitioners are trained on how to do it as well and tapping into Reiki with it, but everybody can do it, which is super cool. Then next week we have kids camp, and so if you need information on that, if you have questions about that, please let us know. If you know anybody who has a little kiddo that wants to be in it, please let us know. There's the woman that's going to be doing it this year. She's really, really good. She's got all kinds of cool things planned and all kinds of fun stuff for the 2 age groups that we've got going for that. And then there's all kinds of other stuff. But I can't remember it all. So you got to go grab a calendar and it's on your way out. All right. All righty, you guys. I will see you all next week. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, thanks, thanks.